Time now for our political roundtable. Today we have Humberto Garcia Shugrim, the co-founder and chair of Palante, Georgia, and Republican communication strategist Stephen Lawson, both returning panelists. Welcome back, gentlemen. First, I want to get your initial thoughts from the election. Humberto, we'll start with you.
Well, shocker. I mean, what I was telling friends going into it was, it's likely going to be close, but there's a chance Harris will win in a big way, and that certainly didn't happen.
Stephen? Yeah, I think it was a resounding rejection of the last 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration. When you look at the economy, when you look at inflation, cost of living, the border situation, you go down and down the list, and I think really it was just a ticking time bomb for Democrats, and I think Tuesday night was very eye-opening for a lot of people.
And Stephen, you have lots of experience in Georgia Republican politics. This is a decisive win for Republicans here in our state and around the country. What does the results of Tuesday night's election, what does that mean for the Georgia Republican Party moving forward?
I think for the Georgia Republican Party and Republicans at large, it means we've got to get to work. We have to get to work delivering on the things that we promised on the campaign trail in terms of lowering costs, securing the border, instilling strength on a world stage. We've got to deliver. The American people are looking, they're listening, and that's what they expect. And with a unified government, now is the time to do that.
Yeah. Humberto, I want to ask you this. I mean, Democrats are saying that, Monday morning quarterbacking here, they have to take a step back, reassess what went wrong. In your opinion, what do you think they could have done better? What did they get wrong here?
Look, I mean, it's so early, and we need time to really digest and understand and look at the data. But really, to echo what Stephen was saying, we were carrying some baggage, A, and B, I think we, to some degree, we're simply clearly out of touch. And we need to look ourselves in the mirror first, and then we need to go out and engage and listen and talk to folks and perhaps be less arrogant and be more willing to consider, other positions. I mean, my view is we need to change.
I want to just follow up quickly here. A lot of people saying that this was a election based on the cost of goods, the economy. But of course, there are still some moral issues at stake. Humberto, how do you feel about that specifically? And I ask because I know that you have some tight connections here.
Yeah, look, I'll share two quick things. One, I have a transgender daughter, and so we look at this through that lens. And frankly, what I would say about that is simply that the fear-mongering was absurd. And these issues are not black and white. And we don't make the effort to think about them deeply enough. And I think if we do it, and when we will, we will get to a better place for everyone. Second thing is, what I fear is we've embraced, or some folks at least seem to be embracing, a culture of toxic masculinity. And I shared something on social media a few days before the election, and what I was getting from some folks in my feed is, well, that's just how men talk on the golf course. That's what they talk about. That's not how I talk about women. That's not how my friends talk about women. And I sure hope if you're a man and you have a daughter or a sister, that you don't talk about that way either, because they will be talking about your daughter or your sister that way. It's not okay. And so that's my concern going in. Now, we'll see what happens.
And on that note, Humberto, I hate to cut you off, but Stephen, I want to make sure you have a chance to weigh in here, too. What do the next 2 years look like with a Republican, some would say a mandate in Washington? Does a new Trump administration lean into the social issues that were a cornerstone of his campaign rallies? Or does it lean into some of the pocketbook issues that were another cornerstone of the rallies?
I think it's got to be kitchen table issues. I think that's what Americans are feeling right now. That's where they're hurting. This was a change election. Donald Trump was elected on changing the direction of the country in terms of a more secure country, a safer country where goods are less expensive. We've got to deliver on that because 2026 is right around the corner.
And an election in 2026
Indeed.
As well.
Yeah.
One sentence from each of you. Who do you expect to be running here in Georgia for governor in 2026? One sentence. Stephen, you first.
A lot of people, I think Burt Jones is at the top of the list right now.
Humberto?
10 seconds, Humberto.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. Those are short sentences, and that's exactly what we asked
We'll
for.
see in 2026.
A lot to talk about, a lot to make sense of, and a lot of nuance that we expect from you guys, and we get it every week.